Wake the fuck up.
Tenno.
We have a city to burn.
Hello, welcome to another video. This video is about updated version of Cyberpunk. I applied some patches updates to this. It is version 1.05. There is a version 1.06, but I didn't apply it. All the settings here, all low, everything. In previous video, I was using my 368p, so hopefully this gives me some frames. First, I'm showing you the indoor FPS. It's basically 30-40 fps indoor, but that doesn't mean it's playable. The moment it turns into a fighting scenario like gunfights or anything, it just drops steadily so low, like it's just not playable. So this is after updating to version 05, and every time I do the update, it takes a lot of time, so I just stick with 05, which possibly fixes AMD
Calm the
issues.
hell down, both of you. Almost there.
Later on, I will show you some patches, fixes that someone came up with, and let's see if that helps our FPS or boosts any FPS for 750 Ti. I'm using AMD FX 6300 as a processor. Let's see. My processor is almost a decade old, so in case you are using a latest one, you might get a better frame rate on this GPU. Also, do remember I'm already maxing out my GPU memory. So in case you have more than 2 GB, like 4 GB of this 750, you will run this better. Someone in my previous video suggested that his 750 Ti with 4 GB runs nicely. So this is the video. I will compare with the later ones, applying some fixes to hopefully see any changes. You can see I'm getting here roughly 13 to 14 FPS average. Now let's see after applying some patches if that changes or anything, if it's playable, up to you to judge. Let's see. Now there is this application or software someone developed which basically changes your in-game settings, which you don't, as an end user, you don't have this access to it. These are mainly developer-based settings, so this application changes them to make it more fine-tuned to your system. Like it will boost some settings and something like that. I will provide its video link in the description below to make you get the software. It's in his description. I just don't want to steal it by posting it in my description. So I will just provide you the video link where you can get this application. Currently, it shows an error because I copied it in a wrong directory. You need to copy this into your root file of Cyberpunk. Like that's like the main file. Like here, I will go in a second. In the bin section in the Cyberpunk's main folder, you have to paste it. Here, I'm struggling to find it. Finally, I managed to work my brain, and this is the main file where you have to paste it. And once you do, there will be no error when you try to run it. There are two options. Just let's see. One is balance, one is max power. Let's see the balance one first. Here I applied the settings. Now we'll start the game. Let's see if it changes anything. We'll skip forward to the section we were first. Here we are. You can see 20 FPS, 18 FPS average. You can call it a boost if you want to. I will not consider this a very big boost, like a playable one. It's still a boost. You can see it's a little bit smooth, but the textures gets a lot of time to load in. Like this guy didn't even load in. That is all the drawbacks of this. Back to 15, 14 FPS. Now, next I will try the max boost, see if that helps. It doesn't feel like worth to me in playing in these settings, but it's up to you. Let's quit and check the next settings. Let's see how that works. Now here we are. I'm gonna apply that max boost setting and see if it works for us. I personally believe if I had more memory for GPU, this would have worked fine. But since the texture itself cannot be lowered, it affects the frames very hardly. Let's see if this helps in max boost. Apply the settings. Now let's start the game. Let's go where we left off. Here you can see I don't see any massive changes. 1 2 FPS increase. I will try to drive a car and something just to show you
Man of the
if it's
hour.
really worth going for all this extent to play this game.
Picked up an appetite just waiting.
You can see that texture is not loading, the cars are not loading properly, let alone get a smoother gameplay or FPS. If you have a better, if you have a more GPU memory, this would really work fine, I believe. You will easily hit 60 FPS with this max boost or whatever if it works. Here, the in-game texture of a car. I didn't even see the other guy going out. Seems like we just enter his body. It even skips the collision from other cars, I believe. Here, I just went through from other car. So that's it. 26, 27 FPS if you call this playable. Here are his eyes face when I try to skip the camera. Let's see his eyes again. This is his eyes. Pretty next gen graphics here. Hopefully, when I manage to update my PC in future, when the price drops and the products are actually in the stock, I might able the game might be properly fixed. That's one hopeful thing I'm hoping for. Until then, I can just do this. So that's it for this video. If you find this playable and whatnot, it's up to you. I gave it another try after all these fixes and patches and saw this video for giving max boost. If you have a better graphic card, it will easily help you. Anything about 900 series, 1050 Ti or 1050, 1070, anything will work fine as suggested by some of the comments below the video of the guy who provided with this fix, this patch, this software, whatever you want to call it. If you just want to roam in the setting, I guess it won't be can be possible, but I don't think you will just roam around. You want to play the game, the missions, which I don't think would be easily enough to be done in this playthrough or these frames, but it's differs from person to person. If you're really desperate, you can make it work. Like how I make my NFS Most Wanted work back in 2007 when I had a shit PC. I still remember playing it at 14 15 FPS and completed the game. If you're really desperate, you can make it work. But I don't think I'm that desperate, so let's just call it quits. That's it for the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching.